What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out this crazy powerful new Link 5 monster that just got revealed. This is coming out of the Link Vrains Pack 3, which is very exciting because I want to see what that set has in store. You guys remember that super powerful, iconic 5-headed dragon from the original DM anime? Well, basically Konami liked it so much, they have now made a Link version of that card. Meet the 5-headed Link Dragon. This is a Dart Dragon monster, 5,000 attack, just like the fusion form. It's a Link 5, as I said earlier. It requires 5 monsters to summon, so you can't really Link climb into this card. However, you can actually use tokens, and that's kind of scary because I'm picturing someone flipping over Scapegoat and then just normal summoning any monster and dropping this card on my head. Yeah, allowing people to use tokens, that's kind of scary with this card. It says that it must be Link summoned, so I guess you can kind of consider it like a Nami. It means you can't Monster Reborn this card, or you can't use like Call of the Haunted or something like that. It's gotta actually be Link summoned. The first effect is, if this card is Link summoned using monsters whose combined attribute include Dark, Earth, Water, Fire, and Wind, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. Second effect is unaffected by effects of other cards, also cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster whose attributes include Dark, Earth, Water, Fire, and or Wind. Third effect, once per turn during your opponent's end phase, banish 5 cards from your graveyard face down, or if you cannot banish 5 cards, send this card to the graveyard. So this is one hell of a powerful monster. For starters, 5,000 attack is pretty damn legitimate. I think that that's probably not going to be easy to run over. I think the first effect is a little pie in the sky though. You look at it and you're like, oh man, Cap, it's a one-sided Judgment Dragon against my opponent's board. I mean, that's cool and everything, and yeah, that would be kind of devastating pulling that off, but the thing is, you do have to summon it using all the attribute wheel, except obviously like Divine and Light. I'm not sure if I see decks, being able to do that consistently. Where I think that this card really makes its money is the second effect. Being unaffected by all other card effects is fucking bananas, especially when you're talking about a 5,000 attack monster. That is Towers on crack. That is Masterpiece on crack. We already have established through years of Yu-Gi-Oh! That when you give monsters these type of effects, your Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcons, that there are certain decks like Altergeist and True Draco and Sky Striker that just can't kill these cards. I mean, you summon this against a lot of decks out there and they will not be able to kill it. They simply will not have an out in their entire deck. So yeah, this guy can be unaffected by all traps, all spells, and all monster effects, and I think that that's pretty damn strong. Also, it can't be destroyed by any monster unless it's a light monster. Let's be real, no one plays divine attribute monsters, so I'm not even going to talk about those. But yeah, basically, if you're not using a light monster and something like Honest, you can't kill this card in battle. So even though like Ultimate Falcon dies to Boral Sword Dragon, this card will not die to Boral Sword Dragon. So unless you have a kaiju, you basically can't kill this fucking card. It's basically unkillable unless you have like a kaiju. Now the third effect is obviously where Konami had to make this card not an instant win condition, because if there wasn't some drawback, it would just be like, all right, I summon this against half the decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! Not even half, like probably 90% of the decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! And they can't kill it. I basically just win the game. So it does have a drawback of where it'll kill itself if you don't banish 5 cards from your graveyard during your opponent's end phase. But honestly, how much time do you really need to kill your opponent? This thing has 5,000 attack. I think that at least you should have a couple of times where you can resolve that effect. So I really feel like you should be able to kill your opponent within 3 turns of having this card on the field. I feel like this card is definitely high risk, high reward, but I think that it's worth it for it to be basically immune to everything, and you can't really kill it in battle unless it's a light monster. I feel like this card is definitely really strong, and the fact that it can be summoned with token monsters definitely makes it so you got to keep your eye on it, especially considering that, Scapegoat is still a legal card. So what do you guys think of the new 5-headed Link Dragon? Leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.